Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard.
Most of us have heard this sound before. The feeling of jittery excitement as the plane gets ready to lift off and everything relative becomes more and more distant. But how did we get there? Let's go back.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.
Most Americans have flown in a commercial airplane before. More specifically, 82% of us have, according to Airspace Mag. But before you're asked to buckle your seatbelt, you're asked to remove your shoes, and you're also asked if you're carrying any liquids, flammable items, explosives. You get the gist. Most Americans are familiar with airport security and its procedures, but it is important to consider why these procedures are intact in the first place, their purpose, and how it can be viewed as a controversy. In a time of increased security put in place post 9/11, travelers have developed both an appreciation and a distrust for certain airport security measures. These implementations are important to prevent attackers, but some believe they infringe on our personal privacy. Moreover, might these procedures even promote racial biases towards certain people groups? Americans are extremely concerned about the legitimacy and effectiveness of certain protocols. According to Pew Research Facility, 93% of adults say that being in control of who can get information about them is important, and 90% say that controlling what information is collected about them also holds great value. Since Americans place great value on their privacy, sometimes even over security, it establishes great significance on the issue of airport security because it challenges an American commonplace. When implementing new security measures, airports must take into consideration the consumer's anxiety and reluctance to any type of surveillance or invasion of privacy. So this begs the question, where does security end and invasion of privacy begin? Airports have existed since the 1930s, but modern-day security measures hadn't been implemented until after the 9/11 attacks. Prior to 9/11, airports were owned and ran by private corporations, giving the government little to no impact on typical security protocol. 9/11 prompted the United States government to make drastic changes to airport security, with the intention to prevent future attacks. According to the official TSA website, in November of 2001, the Aviation and Transportation Security Act was signed by former President Bush. This act contributed to the stringent security measures that depict modern-day airports and resulted in the creation of the Transportation Security Administration, commonly known as TSA. Passengers must remove shoes and jackets, which are sent through a machine for separate inspection. Liquids are limited to 3.4 ounces, and certain sharp tools are banned. Certain individuals are selected at random and are subjected to pat-downs or further interrogation. In contrast to prior security employees, the TSA workers are employed by the government, which means they have a federal responsibility to keep the country safe. Today, billions of dollars are spent on airport security. Passengers are required to pass through a metal detector, and some airports swab palms in order to ensure that there are no chemical traces on them. Those in favor of airport security believe if you are in an airport, you must abide by their rules. Flying is a privilege. In a November poll by ABC News/Washington Post, 64% of flyers supported the use of scanners. Stringent security measures have proven beneficial in the past. According to a CNN report, in 2009, the Christmas Day bomber was a Nigerian terrorist who confessed and was convicted for attempting to detonate plastic explosives that were sewn into his underwear. He was apprehended and was able to be stopped due to strict airport security measures. Hundreds to thousands of lives are at stake. According to The Guardian, the average plane boards 200 people, and nearly 3,000 people died on 9/11, proving the need for adequate airplane security. Those opposed to stringent security measures implemented believe that spending billions of dollars on airport security is excessive and an unnecessary use of taxpayer dollars. Also, the Council on Foreign Relations website states that security machines cannot detect anything hidden inside body cavities, making them far from foolproof when it comes to the detection of hidden explosives. It's no secret that TSA agents directly suspect groups of people due to their race or ethnicity. It is also no secret that this procedure isn't necessarily effective and leads to animosity from marginalized groups. According to the New York Times, TSA authorized a training presentation called Femme Fatale Suicide Bombers that depict all Muslim women as terrorists and an immediate danger to the airport and the citizens in it. A CNN report in a 2009 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences concluded that racial profiling is no more effective than random profiling, since terrorists are vastly outnumbered by innocents. Some also believe security measures are an invasion of privacy in terms of the pat-downs and X-ray machines that are used. Although the future of this controversial topic is not clear, we can reflect on where we are as a society today. So, while airport security measures are put in place for personal safety, there are valid arguments that work to disprove the effectiveness of the program. The question remains, should we be responsible for allowing such a controversial practice to continue? Those in favor of TSA proceedings believe that safety presides over all. However, those opposed to the stringent security measures put in place see them as over the top and a waste of money. Next time you're in an airport, think about the implications of security and if your safety is worth the invasive nature.